Hey guys, it's Rico from Cut Through Recordings, and welcome back to Mixing Metalcore Revisited. Today, we're going to talk about balancing the low end of the mix. So, what we're going to start with, I find this is a good technique, especially if you're still learning how to mix and everything, you're not very good at it yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our master bus, and we're going to add re-EQ. And then we're going to go over here to this fourth band right here, and we're going to change this to a low pass. If you don't know what a low pass filter is, basically it just filters off all of the highs and allows the low frequencies to pass through it. So we're going to drag this down to, let's say, 400 hertz. Sounds good to me. And so what you're going to hear now is all you're going to hear is pretty much everything from 400 hertz down. So here we go. Alright, so I think this is going to help us. This will really help with the video to kind of show you guys what we're going for here. And the first place we're going to start with this is we're going to sidechain the kick to the bass. And if you don't know what that is, then I'm going to show you right now. You're going to go to the in and outs on your bass track. It'll probably say I/O, and where it says there it is. Where it says receives here, you're going to click add new receive and come down to kick. Now, okay, you're gonna hear the kick coming through on the bass channel right now. Basically, what we want to do is first we want to change this to pre-fader here. So that means that the kick on this channel is not affected by the fader itself. And also, we're gonna see this right here. It says audio 1-2 to audio 1-2. Basically, what this is saying is the kick, the 1-2 channel on kick is going to the 1-2 channel on bass. We don't want that because 1-2 on bass is the bass itself. So we're going to go to new channels and we're going to click 3-4. Now you'll hear that kick's gone from this channel, but it's technically still there. It's just an auxiliary input. So now that we got that set up, we're going to go down to Coco's folder and we're going to click Recomp and add it in here. And on the detector input, we're going to change this to auxiliary input. What this is going to do is that it's going to basically act based on the kick itself rather than the bass, but the bass is going to be what's being compressed. So we're going to drag the threshold down and bring the ratio up to 3 or 4 probably. So what this is going to do is this is going to let the kick cut through over the bass, which is very good. This way we have a better balance of the bass going on, or better balance in the bass frequencies. So the kick will cut through when it needs to, and it'll go back away, and the bass will come back in. So we got the attack. I want that set as fast as possible, because we want this as soon as the kick triggers, we want this compressor to act, and then we want it to release fairly quick too. So we're going to leave it pretty close to around where it was initially set there. And that's about all there is for this. I guess I can go ahead and A/B this for you so you can kind of hear the difference. You hear that kind of gets rid of some of the mud down in the low end. It's a little difficult to hear, but it will make a difference. Okay. So, moving on from there, I think this will be a good opportunity. While we got everything high pass like this, or low pass like this, we can kind of go through and kind of try to just get everything balanced out in the low end. You'll definitely notice the snare is kind of being buried by the guitars in the low end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the re-EQ on the snare. And what we'll see here, I'm going to add a band just to kind of see like what we're looking at. You see this little peak right here? That's probably most of the low end of the snare. And that's happening at about 350 hertz. So we'll go ahead and take this band back out. That's all we needed that for. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the guitars. And we're going to try to cut. We had this set as at 250 before, but let's drag this over to 350 and try to cut that. Alright, So that's definitely helping out. Here, we can go ahead and bypass this band. So if you'll notice, it's subtle, but these differences are gonna add up in the end. So with that there, that's letting the low end of the snare cut through better. And let's also listen in on the bass here and kind of see what we're dealing with. Oh, we've reached the end of the song. So we'll kind of go back and restart this. And so now we're gonna try to compare the snare to the bass. Let's go ahead and cut that 350 on here as well. Actually, before I do this, I should probably check. I think I have another. Yeah, I already have another re-EQ for this. So let's drag this over to 350 here. Alright, the low end of the snare is definitely starting to cut through a lot better. Alright, I guess now we should probably kind of look at the low end of the bass compared to the kick. So let's bring up our EQ here on the kick. And as you can see, it's just pretty much this big mount, I guess a hill you'd call it here, on the low end of the kick. So we're going to come back over here to the bass, and we'll see that's pretty similar on the bass. It's set a little bit higher. So about where we got this dip already is probably pretty good, around 80 to 100 hertz. So that's basically all we have right now. Vocals won't really make that much difference on the low end. They probably won't affect much below 500 hertz. So I think this is a pretty big improvement of what we had before. So let's go ahead and remove this EQ and kind of hear what we got now. Okay, the low end is sounding much clearer now. I think this has made a huge difference, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This, I felt, was a necessary step before we moved on to vocals. I feel that this was just an episode to sort of clean up what we've done so far and get ready to bring in the vocals, which will be pretty fun. And I plan on breaking that up into several videos, I believe. So keep an eye out for those. This will be coming next. And as always, thank you for watching. This is Reeker. I'll see you next time. Peace.